Presents exciting new opportunities for the investment-minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. A dedicated NFT dashboard that evaluates NFT collections and assets by our machine learning algorithm to find the most profitable and secure NFTs across all available blockchains. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
Hey everybody, can you hear me? I guess I just cannot see myself. Not sure what's happening. All right. Hello, crypto family. Happy Friday. Hello, TM family. I know it's been a while. I'm in the process of moving, so pardon the background. But anyway, I wanted to come to you guys live and give you a straight, pure AMA. Ask me anything on anything crypto. For those of you who know, I've been in crypto since 2016. If you don't know, I've been in crypto since 2016. Most of you probably know me from back in the day, back in the ICO days, where I turned 20 grand to over $5 million in crypto. And basically also helped bring early coins to a whole new audience in crypto, such as Matic Network, aka Polygon, back in 2018. Same thing with Helium Network back in 2018. Both did almost 1,000x returns in crypto, and basically life-changing generational wealth. But anyway, this is going to be a straight, pure AMA, where you can ask me anything you want in terms of crypto investing, and we have slightly less than an hour to answer those questions. All right, so let's see who was first on the stream. I'm doing this mobile, so I'm going to pull up YouTube on Token Metrics, and let's just check the chat. All right, so we got AZ Isra. What's up in the house? Good to have you here. Yes, we do have some videos, 0xETH, that are AI made. Definitely tell us the feedback. We always appreciate the feedback. Soon I'll be AI made. Stefan says, I'm hearing a little birdie say that Archie Finance might be the Arbitrum token that does 100x. Thoughts? I'm not so sure. I haven't heard of Archie Finance. We'd have to look into it. Eddie Brown, what's up? Good to have you here. SCD, good to have you here. AZ Israel says, need 100x. We can go through the 100x coins too. Then Jaya World 2002 says, list us 100x coins, at least 50 to 100 coins. First of all, you can't have 50 to 100 coins do 100x. That defies the whole premise of 100x. 100x is rare, right? Because last market cycle, the 100x's I had were basically two, Polygon and Helium. And guess what? You just need 1 or 2 100x's and you're good. You're straight, you're Gucci for a long time. And then last cycle, the 100x's were Wabi and Icon. And next cycle, what are the next 100x's? So let me break it down in terms of the strategy to finding a 100x crypto investment, because that's the question everybody has in crypto. How do you get a 100x return? For those who don't know, 100x is basically 100 times your money. right? 1 grand turns to 100 grand, right? 10 grand turns to a million, right? A million turns to 100 million. Okay, this is 100x return. So how do you get this? First of all, you have to do your research. Definitely leverage tools like we've built at tokenmetrics.com. We even have our AI chatbot, which actually, by the way, is now available to premium users as of Wednesday. So now premium and VIP have early access to Tokenmetrics GPT. Yes, we're using ChatGPT and Tokenmetrics. And any questions you have in terms of our data, our crypto data, you can just ask the chatbot. So you can even ask the chatbot, what's the next 100x coin? Like that's how we're treating our AI chatbot. But anyway, for this live stream, I'm still human, so I'll be answering your questions as a human. But how do you find a 100x investment in crypto? One, you have to find projects with great technology, great fundamentals that are very, very undervalued, deeply undervalued. All right. So how do you find projects with great technology? You can definitely leverage metrics on our technology grade, but to give you guys your own tools, or to make it very simple for you, you want to make sure that the project is not going to rug pull. It's not a scam. It's not a fork of some other project. That is actual innovation happening in the technology. Now, without being a developer, how do you do that? So I would say you do that by, you can look for other signals. You can almost outsource that to others. And the easy way, which typically works maybe 90% of the time, but not all the time, is looking at what projects have received institutional capital from blue chip investors. These are investors that have a great track record, known for getting great returns. For example, let's say a project has been invested in by both Coinbase Ventures and Binance Labs, the VC arm of two of the biggest crypto exchanges out there. That's a pretty good endorsement. Although it's not really an endorsement, it's still a good social signal, because you know their due diligence process, for the most part, is going to filter out most of the scams and rug pulls, and it's actually going to check for technical innovation. Now, that does not happen all the time, because we've learned with FTX, right? It went bankrupt. It was a complete Ponzi scam, rug pull, whatever you want to call it, but they still received investment from blue chip investors. So you can't use that all the time, but it's a good initial signal, right? So, for example, let's actually go back in time, right? Why did Helium do well? Because we covered Helium back in August 2018, before it was even covered, before they even did really a token, right? I flew from Shanghai, China, where I was on a crypto world tour, to San Francisco, California. I went to their offices and actually saw the devices. But the good social signal we knew was they had received initial capital. I think it was a seed round, maybe Series A round, from USV, Union Square Ventures, founded by, I believe, Fred Wilson, who's a VC OG, venture capitalist, that's OG in the space, and known for having a great blog publishing in the space on crypto, not crypto, but on VC investing. So that was a big signal. The USV, a blue chip fund, not just in crypto, but in Silicon Valley, invested in them. They had a great team. You guys want to look at the team, right? They had a great team. I believe Sean Fanning is the name, one of the founders of, well, I think the founder of Napster, was an early investor, angel investor, and I think part of the team. I'm not sure what his role was, but he was an early investor in that as well, a good social signal. And the idea just made sense. They were literally building a decentralized internet, allowing people to share their internet connection, basically their Wi-Fi, and in exchange for that, earning token, getting paid in crypto. And they were looking to build the world's internet for Web3. So, and there was actual innovation there. And then from there, it was just really a matter of, okay, are they going to issue a token? We had a long, deep dive report that was done by myself. I basically went through, did a report on Helium. I think it was like 20 pages long. Since emailed that out to our customers back then. But why Helium did well, besides having good VCs backing it, great technology and innovation with a good idea, is when they launched, guess what? There was no token sale. You had to mine it. Yes, the VCs did earn a part of the mine, right? I think about a third of the tokens being mined went to VCs, early investors, and the team. But still, it was kind of like Bitcoin. There was no $100 billion valuation initially. It launched on some small exchange, and people had to earn Helium, HNT token. So the valuation was very, very low. And buy low, sell high is the key to 100x. And that's what happened, right? Because I got in, it was trading under, like, if you mined it, that was basically almost free money. The device cost about $500 to buy. But once you bought that, you were earning money. To a point at the peak of the bull run, I was earning $6,000 a month just mining the Helium miner. Now, I also bought some on exchanges at around, went from like 10 cents to 15 cents. Then I bought some at 25, then $1.50, and went all the way to, I think, $50. But basically, imagine getting in at 15 cents, 20 cents, and it goes to $10 and then $50. Right? That's how you get the 100x's. Because just if you get in at 10 cents, going to $1 is a 10x. $10 is a 100x. $50 is 500x. But the whole key to make that work is the valuation has to be super low. Your entry has to be very, very low. Because if you bought Helium at $10, it goes to $50. That's a 5x. That's not a 100x. Same project, same actually even better project. Because if it goes to $10, from 10 cents to $10, the fundamentals have improved. It's on more exchanges, more liquidity, more people, more community, more people believe. But you're not paid to be late. You're paid by being early. You're paid by being the early adopter. So 100x, you got to be an early adopter. You got to get in early, and you have to have a high. Okay, sorry, people are saying stream is being choppy. Okay, sorry, let me just check the chat here. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm doing this on my iPad here. Let me refresh. All right, so I switched from 1080 to 720. Let's see if that improves the stream quality from this iPad. Okay, better. All right. So where was I? So for the 100x's, you got to get in early. You're paid to be early. You're not paid to be a late adopter. You are paid to be early to the game. And then the valuation matters. Early, you get a super low valuation because you're high risk, high reward. You're looking for the home runs. Same thing with Polygon. Polygon launched with a super low valuation. It was basically 20 million or under. And then now it's 13 billion FDV, fully diluted valuation. That's how you get the 100x's. But now the issue we have lots of what I call VC Ponzinomics. Projects launch, great fundamentals, like the Heliums and Polygons of this cycle, even last cycle. Most of them, I would say 90% of them, are launching with a high FDV. They launch with like $1 billion FDV. Take, for example, Aptos, Sui, great projects, but if they're launching at 5 billion, 10 billion FDV, there is no 100x return for retail or anybody buying on exchanges. The 100x is given to VC investors who are in early. So you can't really 100x from there. So if we're going to actually look at next cycle, where are the 100x's? So how do we get projects with great technology, great fundamentals at a low valuation? And I think one of the key is airdrops. You can get a lot of airdrops in crypto, and airdrops that can make you a lot of money. Last cycle, I also bought a Bored Ape, and I got the ApeCoin airdrop, which was a 6-figure airdrop. I mean, imagine that. Just for holding the NFT, I got over 100 grand worth of free tokens. Nothing like free money. So if anything, playing the airdrop game is a good strategy from now to the next cycle, because an airdrop, free money is obviously 100x, and free 6 figures is 100x, even more. So what projects do I like for getting airdrops? Well, definitely go to research.tokenmetrics.com and see all the projects we cover via code reviews and hidden gems. But let's begin with some big narratives. ZK. ZK is a big narrative that's basically happening. ZK technology, zero knowledge technology, all these blockchains. So you have ZK Sync. You have I mean, even Polygon ZK mentioned something about doing an airdrop, although I'm not sure how that's going to work. But that's ZK Sync. Tyco, also a ZK project. What others? Optimism and Arbitrum already happened, but L2s have been doing airdrops as well. They did airdrops. Those haven't really done so well because they had the whole VC dynamics I talked about, right? But still, airdrop is 100x. Even some projects we like with Tokenmetrics Ventures, for example, Obscuro, they're currently doing a test net with a potential airdrop. We invested in Ola VM. Ola. It's a ZK VM. They're not launching yet, but I'm guessing they'll likely do an airdrop as well. But airdrop farming literally could just, if you get 10 projects, 10 great projects, and they give you, let's say, 10 grand each, that's 100 grand right there in airdrops. And if one or two of them gives you 100 grand, that's almost $250,000. And if some of them do even more, you can get 100x, or I'm sorry, 1 million in airdrops. But anyway, that's besides the point. But definitely do your research, leverage Tokenmetrics to find the big narratives for getting airdrops. But I think airdrops is a huge, huge arena to earn free money in crypto. Between now and the next cycle, that's like easy 100x. Like no crypto portfolio should not have a strategy for airdrop farming. Like sometimes just by using stuff, you earn airdrops, right? So for example, like if MetaMask ever issues an airdrop, I mean, most people in crypto will be very, very rich, myself included, because I have like, at this point, over 10, maybe even 20 different addresses I've connected to my MetaMask, right, in the last, 5 years, maybe even more. So imagine they give you an airdrop for each wallet, just for using MetaMask. I mean, that one I would definitely watch out for. What else? Let me just check the chat real quick. Okay, chat is better. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm in the process of moving, so bear with me. I have to kind of create this whole new studio and this new place. But yeah, so 100x strategy, airdrops. Now, what projects on exchanges that are undervalued do I like? And most of these I've covered before on the channel in past videos, and some of these, if not most of these, we also have in our portfolio for TM Ventures, Tokenmetrics Ventures. But one is IDEX. IDX is a exchange. It's a derivatives exchange. Actually, today they had news, or this week they had news. They announced a layer 3, a ZK VM, I'm sorry, a ZK blockchain built using Polygon ZK for their DEX. Now, they've been around since what, 2018, 2019? So it's a project that's been around for a while. But when we covered this, our investor grid on tokenmetrics.com liked this because it was very undervalued. It was, I think, 50 million FDV or under. Let me see where it is today. Let me just pull this up on my phone. I've not looked at this since the news, but this has been on our watch list because it was relative to other projects. So you also want to look at the market when you're trying to find the next 100x. You look at the fundamentals of the technology, all these social signals, different investors who are backing it, the valuation, then you see where is the market pricing similar projects, right? So for instance, if DYDX, a competitor, is being priced at $1 or $2 billion FDV, and you have IDEX being priced at 50 million, you ask yourself, this is a huge discrepancy. It's a huge gap. Is the technology of DYDX that much better than IDEX? I don't think so. So that means the market is mispricing this, and eventually we'll realize how it's mispriced this and catch up. And that's what happens, right? So let me put in IDEX here. Did they change their logo? Just give me 1 second. Yeah, they launched back in January 2018. Yeah, it's, okay, and then the news is IDEX unveils X-Chain testnet, leveraging Polygon ZK EVM supernets. Okay, audio is bad again. Sorry guys, let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't really know what to do, guys. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm on a LTE on the iPad. All right, so let's refresh. All right, so just gonna keep on refreshing. Okay, I'm gonna keep on refreshing whenever there's any audio issue. But okay, looking at IDEX, their FTV currently, yeah, it's 56 million. I think that is undervalued. It seems I have to keep on refreshing whenever there's an issue with the audio. But basically, it's still 56 million FTV. And I think it's undervalued. I think this could do a 10x. A 10x would be half a billion FTV. 100x would be 5 billion. Now, is that possible? Who knows? But they would have to really, really change up the game. But that's a project I like that's undervalued. Because if you're looking for 100x's, honestly, you have to look at under 30 million, if not under 20 million FTV. So projects under that, IDEX comes to mind on public markets. Other projects I liked. In the past, we had Seller, but I don't think they were under 30. I think it was like 100 million. Let's see here. Yeah, Seller is 158 FTV. I like it though. But under 20 million, these are mostly new projects. So you kind of have to wait for these products to launch. Actually, now that I'm kind of back in the burbs, I'm going to be driving a lot more. And a project I like, we've covered this a while back, over a year ago, it reminds me of Helium. It's called Hivemapper. So I'm going to start, it's basically Drive to Earn. It's a device you put into your car, a dash cam, and they pay you in tokens for driving. Now, when they launched, they had VC Ponzonomics, but the bear market has crushed them, which is good because now the valuation is coming back down to earth. My target valuation was for the FTV to be under 50 million and the market cap to be under 20 million. Let's see where it is. It's not quite there. Market cap is 120 million. So I think this should decrease by, to go under 20. Let's say 6x. But is that possible? Who knows? Trading volume is a lot more. Over 600K trading volume. So trading volume has gone up. Let's see what's. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm sorry guys. Wrong Hivemapper here. No wonder. Wrong Hivemapper, guys. It's the Honey token, Hivemapper. I'm pulling up here. Okay, FTV 138 million. Trading volume 27,000. It's a Solana project. Currently trading on Orca. So this is one I think could do 100x. If you're, once again, you buy the device, about $500, put it in your car. If you're driving, might as well have it. Free money after that point. And you basically are getting the token for having the dash cam map roads. So similar to how you would get tokens for sharing your Wi-Fi or internet with Helium, this is Drive to Earn. So I think in the bull run, this could have Helium type gains. Helium made money early on in the first year, especially, then in the second year. Then after that, it kind of tailed off. Now nobody's making money on Helium, right? Because now there are too many people. They have almost 1 million devices, hotspots globally. So with Hivemapper, same thing. You want to get in early. If you're driving to work, to the gym, wherever, road trip, earn some money, get tokens. Because at the peak with Helium, I was earning $6,000 a month. So I would not be surprised if the same thing could happen with Hivemapper if you're earning $6,000 a month just driving around mapping roads. Imagine if you're an Uber driver, right? Because with Helium, people began getting like almost Helium business models where they would get college kids to put up hotspots and split the rewards with them or whatever. Imagine if you get an Uber fleet and you just put dash cams there and you have Uber drivers just driving around earning crypto for you and you share those rewards with you, right? Those are the 100x's I like because those are it's more savvy. There's actually an easier barrier to entry. You just need time and some capital to buy the dash cams, but compared to having to buy on exchanges and when the price is already up, right? So Hivemapper is still on that list. I just would like a lower valuation. We have begun to acquire some for our fund. but I don't like the valuation at this point. But I think if you're earning it via driving, I think that could be 100x. Let's see. Now, let me know if you guys think we should create a Tokenmetrics GPT mobile app, kind of like how ChatGPT has their app. I think that would be good because we do want to create a mobile app, but it's just it takes time. But it will be easier to maybe just do a ChatGPT app where you just talk to it, kind of like texting, and you ask it any question on crypto and Tokenmetrics and our data. So let me know what you guys think. Let me check the comments and see how we're doing. All right, so let me check the chat and answer some questions. If you have any questions for me in the chat, let me know. Any update on Tokenmetrics venture investments? Yes, we invested in Movement. It's the modular blockchain for Move. We had covered this before on several streams that we were looking at it. We're looking at Roosh and Movement. We liked both, but ended up investing in Movement just because it made more sense. Roosh, because it's still very risky, very high risk. While Roosh wanted a larger investment and it was too high risk for us, so chose not to invest that amount of capital. But both, I think, are good projects, but risky projects at a very early stage. I would just keep an eye on them, and maybe they have airdrops in the future, right? All right, so let's do this again. All right. Somebody says the videos for all the bears. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. David says, what are your thoughts on virtual land, virtual real estate? I mean, metaverse is going to be a big narrative. It was big last cycle because we had Meta, Facebook changed its name to Meta. That was big. Everything with metaverse blew up. So we had Mana, actually an ICO back from 2017. We covered back in 2017. Now, we didn't hold since 2017, unfortunately, but we covered it. Sandbox did well. We actually covered Sandbox pretty early. But now the big player, the big gorilla in the room that has entered the metaverse narrative, Apple. Apple with their, what's it called? Apple Pro glasses or whatever it's called, that device, the 3D device, the headset. That with gaming. I mean, imagine the first crypto company to take advantage of that and issue a token. 100x. Not even based on the tech, just based on being the first crypto company to use the Apple, obviously not financial advice, right? But just kind of like with Ecomi. Ecomi with what? NFTs and metaverse and all that did 1000x. And that was like a 2018 product in the 2018 or 19 in the bear market, just did 100x or 1000x. Now, the first crypto company or project to issue a token that is using the Apple Pro headset, I think that's going to be big. If they're in the App Store, so I would be on the lookout for that. But also, it has to be undervalued, almost kind of like these big narratives. So you had Axie Infinity, Play to Earn as a big narrative. Then you had STEPN, Walk to Earn as a big narrative. So now, what's going to be the big narrative for metaverse, and what projects will give you exposure to that? I don't think those are there. Well, actually, speaking of updates for TMV, our fund, we also invested in a gaming project to kind of talk on gaming, GameFi, or even metaverse, called My Pet Hooligan. Definitely check it out. It's pretty big on Twitter and social. It's a Hollywood gaming studio that has done some pretty incredible stuff, and now they're entering the Web3 space, and they built a game. The videos and the demos of the game are pretty incredible. Check it out on Twitter. But yeah, that one was. I haven't been a big proponent of metaverse and gaming because most of these projects, they have bad tokenomics. But this one had like $25 million FTV, and this is a high risk play, but we think it could do well. That's why we chose to invest. Okay, let me just. My live chat keeps on popping away. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. Yes, whenever there are any sound issues, I would just refresh because I'm doing this on my iPad because I'm moving. Okay, are we back to having the issue again? Let's see. Do you have any NFT projects you're watching? No. If anything, actually, Blur, although it's already public, Blur has a lot of utility. I've used Blur twice for the first time, actually, in the last few weeks, when the whole NFT floor, for those who've been following crypto Twitter, was tanking. Because I was like, I've had my NFTs, my Bored Apes and Mutants and other stuff listed, but I don't want to sell them. But I leveraged Blur. I think it's called Blur something. I forget the actual name, to borrow ETH using my NFT. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was smoothless. It was nice and easy. So basically, I borrowed 75% of the value of my NFTs. So I was able to borrow a lot of ETH. So very, very bullish on Blur. They've been able to basically disrupt the big elephant in the room being OpenSea. And now OpenSea, I think, has to issue a token just to compete. Like literally, Blur is taking their whole business model because Blur is more advanced. It caters to more professional, advanced traders and NFT users or investors. So that's one of the potential airdrop I would put there on the table. Now, would that happen? I think it's 33% chance that happens because I think they're more inclined not to issue a token. They raise a lot of money via equity, but at the same time, Uniswap was forced to issue a token due to SushiSwap. So how long can OpenSea continue not being the leader anymore if Blur is really just dominating and killing the game? So that would be an incredible airdrop. So please OpenSea, issue an airdrop. All right, let's see here. Any new updates with Astrobot NFT? No new updates at the moment, but stay tuned with the in the Astrobot community. Partnerships or any other benefits? I mean, benefits basically, NFT holders have been getting early access to all the products we're launching, depending on the plan you're on. So like VIP got early access to VIP with the chatbot. Then we're working on the trading bot. So whenever we're rolling that out, VIP will get first access, then premium, then advanced, then basic. What does chatbot say will be the market cap in 2025? Unfortunately, I can't ask the chatbot because I'm on an iPad and on my phone. But maybe that's why we should create a mobile app. Okay, all right, we're back again. How to refresh? So, my pet hooligan has no token yet. It's an early stage project, so that's why. But I think they plan to launch Q4 is the time. But definitely, I mean, they had also an NFT. They first issued NFTs that sold out. I think it was 20,000 NFTs, if I'm not mistaken. But I would just follow the community and just keep tabs on it. What about Realm? I don't know what Realm is, so I can't really answer that, unfortunately. All right, but what other questions do you guys have about crypto investing strategies? Apologies for the stream quality. It might take me a few weeks to kind of fully move into this new place, but hopefully by end of the month we'll have everything configured. I'll have my nice gear and everything, and we can do the stream. Okay, Kingsley is asking, do you consider us in a bull market at present? What do you mean by us? Also, within all the layer twos, do you consider SUI? Or do you consider the US in a bull market at present? And also with all the layer twos, do you consider SUI a top contender? Or is there another one you would consider? A SUI isn't an L2, it's an L1, it's a layer one project. So it's basically a Move, they're using the Move programming language, SUI, Aptos, all these to build their own layer one blockchain. So similar to Solana, to Ethereum. I think SUI and Aptos comparatively are like Avalanche and Solana last cycle, but without the returns. Solana did a 1000x return for early VCs, but even if you were part of the CoinList ICO for Solana, it was basically at $1. I think that the floor was 90 cents, so it was even lower, right? But let's actually pull this up on CoinGecko app. Solana last cycle, and we'll break this down. So all-time low was 50 cents. 50 cents, May 11th, 2020. 50 cents on public markets, on exchanges. All-time high, 259, basically 260. Right, so let's do that math. So we've got we'll do 259 minus 0.5 divided by 0.5. That's over 500x return on public markets. Now, the reason why that worked, the valuation. Solana launched, valuation was high, but not too high. But now you have Aptos and Sui launching with $1 billion valuation, right? So like literally there's no money to be made unless you're early in as a VC. FDV for Solana right now is 11 billion. For Sui is 6.5 billion. And for, actually, is it, let me just double check whether that's market cap or FDV. I think I'm using FDV. Just let me just retype that. Yeah, FDV, 6.5 billion for Sui. And then for Aptos, 7.5 billion. No money to be made. Now, if Aptos may be launched at a $75 million valuation, and it went to 7.5 billion, that would be 100x. That is how you get to 100x. Not buying Aptos at 7.5 billion. So for this, I mean, Aptos, I think if it goes to 75 billion, that's a 10x. So these projects, they're launching at high valuations to keep most of the returns to the team and not the retail users who buy on exchanges. So, but anyway, what was the question? Let me go back to the question. So I think US projects will still be part of the next bull run. Regulation has been hindered and dampened due to regulators, but that has not stopped people from making money in the US. All right, and hopefully with the election year we're having next year, the government gets cleaned out and we get crypto-friendly politicians in power, in the House, in Congress, in Senate, and to the moon and beyond. But anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Thoughts on A0? Oh, we like A0. We actually have that in our portfolio. I think somebody in our community told us about it. We looked into it, we liked it. Fits the ZK narrative. It says ZK L2. Let me see where it is now in terms of valuation. Yes, $286 million FDV. For 100x for that, let's say basically it's $300 million FDV. 100x is, so 10x is 3 billion, then 30 billion. Can this get a 30 billion? That, I don't know. Potentially. I mean, if all crypto blows up, that is possible, but highly unlikely. All right, so just had to refresh again because sound was going bad on my iPad. One of the projects you guys have mentioned in the past, and we like as well, because we're biased, projects we're early contributors to, AstroDAO. And this was also an airdrop to the Astra community and also the Token Metrics community. And obviously, I mentioned airdrops being great without saying too much. But basically, quick update on Astra DAO. The team is getting ready to deploy Astra DAO on Arbitrum. So for those of you who've been complaining about gas fees on Ethereum being too high, guess what? It will now be on Arbitrum. It will be multi-chain, cross-chain, whatever you want to call it. Then the plan is to launch indices on Arbitrum, and then from there expand onto other chains. So some of the chains the team is looking at are ZK Sync, because now ZK is a big narrative. ZK Sync is a great project, incredible project. And now guess what? Anybody who's using Astra, potentially on ZK Sync, can qualify even more for the ZK Sync airdrop that would happen in the future, right? Because most of these projects, they want you to use their protocol to earn that airdrop. But guess what? You have to find dApps you actually want to use. So Astra now, an index marketplace that lets you create an index in crypto. Right now it's on Ethereum. We have WrappedBTC. Actually, Tokenmetrics has used, we've used our data API. Anybody can get the data API. We're just going to developers.tokenmetrics.com. But we've used that to automate using our signals, our AI signals, to buy and sell crypto. And we're turning those into baskets. So basically, we have wrapped ETH for Ethereum and wrapped BTC for Bitcoin. So if you want to buy and sell based on whenever the signal goes bullish or bearish, we've done that. All right, so let's see here. Let me answer the next question. Let me just refresh again. Okay, question from our audience via Mentimeter that we sent out earlier. Hi, Ian. Please, can you clarify which is more important when investing in a coin? Long term, the market cap, or FDV? In my opinion, it's the FDV, fully diluted valuation, because that's how you avoid VC Ponzi-nomics. For example, project has $1 million market cap with $100 million FDV. That tells you have 99% of the market cap, or I'm sorry, of the FDV, that difference of valuation or tokens that has to hit the open market and cause additional sell pressure. It's like keeping a basketball underwater, right? Eventually, just physics makes it bounce, right? But in this case, it's the opposite, right? You have sell pressure preventing your 100x return. Now, if it does do 100x return with those bad VC Ponzi-nomics, that could happen because it's basically called a low float project. The supply is very, very limited, very low. So they can pump and dump it however they like very easily. They can artificially pump the price. But eventually, it has to come back down to reality because those tokens have to hit the market, causing additional sell pressure. And it has to do even more than you anticipate to keep up with those returns because people are selling. If I told you, hey, let me try to use a different analogy. Let's say it's homes, right? Real estate. Let's say let's say we go to the moon, right? We literally go to the moon with SpaceX rocket ships, and there's one home on the moon. What is the value of that home? Almost priceless, right? Let's say Earth is about to get hit by an asteroid, and every human has to go to the moon. There's only one home there. So only one person is going to escape this asteroid, basically. That home is priceless. Now, what if I told you a week later, there will be 99 new homes hitting the market on the moon? What is the value of that single home now? It's not priceless because now it has competition. It has 99 other people looking to sell their home. Well, replace the home with a token, right? If you have, like, for example, Optimism, good project, good tech, good fundamentals, but only 5% of the tokens were liquid. So that means you have 95% of the remaining supply that has to hit the market, and all those tokens, people will have to sell those tokens if they want to realize a profit. So that's additional competition and sell pressure, causing the price to go down. Supply and demand, right? So if supply is being increased, price goes down, right? Because demand has to keep up to maintain the price. And can the demand keep up with supply going up? It's basically inflation in the token supply. So for me, value FDV gives you the fully diluted point of view on the valuation. Now, at times, projects try to kind of game it by having different token unlocks where the tokens don't dump, and then if they're dumping, they put out news to help create additional demand. But for me, FTV is always the best way to fully value a project. What about GameSwift? Oh, GameSwift we like actually. Gives me Polygon vibes. It's an India team, GameFi project. They'll actually be launching soon. I believe they were supposed to be launching in July, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check, but it's basically a gaming project. Allows developers to build games. Think kind of like Immutable X. Definitely look into it. They've teamed up with Polygon Studios and some other projects, but we like it. Valuation was low as for venture investing. Akash mainnet launching soon, a decentralized competitor to Render, cloud storage, etc. What do you think? Possible gem? Akash is decent. It's not a bad project. It's not the greatest project. I like Render still, but Akash has a lower valuation. Definitely worth looking into. I believe the on-chain data was pretty good in terms of showing growth and fundamentals. So potential gem, possibly, but would not be my first choice. When it comes to storage, we like Arweave. We've always liked Arweave. Filecoin we like, but valuation is too high. Same thing as I mentioned earlier. Most of the tokens are not liquid, which will cause additional sell pressure. So honestly, it will not do well. I was an investor in Filecoin back in the ICO back in 2017. I made it was a 50x return, I believe, but I sold everything because tokenomics are just bad. So Arweave, good tech, lower valuation. Over 90% of the tokens are in the market already, so not much sell pressure. So Arweave to me is a better option. To learn more about Token Metrics Ventures, just go to ventures.tokenmetrics.com. That's all I can really say. Yeah, nobody buys the absolute bottom and sells the absolute top. So you have to just get a fraction of that. So maybe not 1,000x, and maybe 100x or 200x. Armor is dead, unfortunately. The team kind of disbanded. They had internal fighting, and I think they moved on to their own things. Let me refresh again. What do you think of Caspa? We like Caspa. We looked into it. Team Investor Grade has been high on that for a while. And now we also have it in our portfolio for TM Ventures. So that's good. We do like it. It's already done pretty well. I mean, I think it did, what, 50x in a bear market? So it's already rallied a lot. And we think it still has some room to grow. I think it can still do a 10x in the next cycle within 2 years by summer 2025. What huge airdrops are you expecting? So I mentioned ZK Sync, Tyco, Scroll, the ones in our portfolio, Obscuro, OlaVM. I'm not sure if GameSwift is doing an airdrop. I mean, actually, even AstroDAO did an airdrop. I mean, maybe even Tokenmetrics. Tokenmetrics airdrop. Let us know what you think about a potential airdrop for Tokenmetrics. Right? Maybe that's the real 100x, not financial advice. Obscuro for the win. Hope the team market the project thoroughly in the next 18 to 20 months. I hope so as well. Definitely. All right. Unfortunately, I do have to get going. I already shared my thoughts on Hivemapper. Just go back to earlier, but bullish, just think the valuation has to go under or lower because it is pretty high. But I think getting the device and just driving to earn, I think that makes a lot of sense. That's easy money. All right. Well, if you want to learn more, just follow us at tokenmetrics.com. We're rolling out the AI chatbot. It's now available to premium and VIP users for our alpha test. Let us know what you think. Or if you want more feedback, we plan to add even more data to it. Imagine blog posts, white papers, being able to ask it anything on tokenomics about a project. I think that would be incredible. Maybe even YouTube transcripts. All right, with that being said, thank you, everybody, and happy Friday. And as we like to say, the moon is not the limit to the moon and beyond. Take care.